Having a world-class driver like Max Verstappen on your team adds up immense plus points and shortcomings as well. While Red Bull is still one of the favorites to beat the new regulations, they have a long way to go if they want to fight for the constructors' title. The drivers and team have recently expressed concerns about the 2022 car, citing some of the challenges they've had in prior seasons due to their star drivers' dominance. Keeping that in mind, let's take a look at the task Red Bull will confront in 2022 and what concerns it would likely raise. Hello Formula 1 fellas, welcome back to another informative episode. In today's video, we are going to the concerns raised by Verstappen and Perez about the 2022 Red Bull F1 car. Curious to know in detail? So without any further ado, let's begin. The interaction between the driver and the vehicle, as well as the vehicle's performance, is quite complex. At the Formula 1 level, all of the drivers have a high degree of expertise, and declaring one driver is faster than the other generally leaves out some important details. In one vehicle, a driver might be faster, while in other, that very driver could be slower. It is determined by the interaction of a car's attributes with the athlete's driving style. According to the team's technical chief, Pierre Vargas, the 2020 Red Bull was one of the most spectacular examples of this. The Red Bull team started the year in a second place behind Mercedes, but then suffered a major setback in the middle of the season before recovering. They went on the wrong path, but they were able to recover fortunately. That's what they're missing in their development direction analysis. The car itself had a feature that Max Verstappen appreciated and that allowed him to go quicker. As Red Bull progressed down this road, his lap times improved, but it also brought with it some instability on the entrance, which eventually became the limiting factor, and he couldn't go any faster. It also made driving the car of the other drivers extremely difficult. When it comes to the car development, Pierre also talked about the dangers of having such a talented driver behind the wheel as Max Verstappen. Max's brilliance was a contributing cause to Red Bull's problem in 2020, which is ironic. He can control this type of instability in a way that others would not cope up with. The Red Bull team understands that pushing a car to the limit in this way can result in a faster car, and you may not realize you've gone in the wrong direction because you're still getting more lap time out of it. But what everyone fails to realize at first is that it's all due to his incredible talent. With major modifications to the 2022 vehicles, the issue that Red Bull previously faced is resurfacing, making it all the more vital to move in the right way from the outset. Some Red Bull employees appear to be pessimistic as well. According to Helmut Marko, Sergio Perez, another promising driver in Red Bull team, may find it more difficult to adapt to the Red Bull car by 2022 than Max Verstappen. Max is capable of driving an automobile with a very unsteady back end. The vehicle must be as quick as feasible. It doesn't have to be pleasant or comfortable. It's usually their second driver who has the most issues with this. Alex Albon is assisting with the development and setup to work over a Grand Prix weekend after working as a reserve and simulator driver for Red Bull throughout the 2021 season. He has been in this job after retiring from racing in 2020. During this period, he was able to pinpoint a specific aspect of Stapling's driving that could explain why so many others are having trouble keeping up with him. With distinct driving styles, Red Bull team has Max and Sergio Perez. Max enjoys the illusory. As a result, he will only sometimes complain about uncommon instabilities. He might just want to be a little closer to the action in a few spots. Of course, it's not the same on the track simulator. There's always that slight imbalance in balance, and Perez admitted that it took him some time to acclimatize to his new vehicle. After being chosen for the position over Alex Albon, Albon was actually dismissed by the Racing Point following his move to Red Bull for the 2021 season. That 31-year-old driver, Perez, was frequently behind Max Verstappen in qualifying but made up for it with excellent recovery drives in races to help his team win. Most significantly, by picking up pieces after Verstappen's crash and taking his first lap with the team. He stated that if he wants to be more competitive in 2022, he needs to step up his game. However, Perez believes that the time he had to prepare for 2021 was insufficient to allow him to get started with Red Bull right away. He admitted that it might seem strange, but he was short on time. Because every circuit is different, he only had a limited amount of testing and practice in the car. He began to believe that because it was such an unusual car, it made things a little more difficult. But he didn't think he was alone there. When you're out of position, it's a reality that even the best drivers struggle to keep control of their cars. The biggest thing he enjoyed about cars, he thought, was the consistency of being 100% with them all of the time. For next year, he needed to step up his game and hoped the rest of the team could follow suit. Perez, more than his colleague Max Verstappen, believes that the main problem in 2022 will be the increasing weight of cars. The minimal weight of the car will be 43 kilograms higher than in 2021, a 5.7% rise. Other drivers have talked about the need to change their driving staff for the 2019 season, and Perez pointed to the new machinery's increased weight as one noteworthy difference. He claims to have driven the vehicle and believes it will be quite different. Of course, the cars are far heavier than they were earlier, so certainly it takes a lot of people. And during the closing weeks of 2021, he had the opportunity to experience the 2022 automobiles in a simulator. While Max was not thrilled with the speed at the time, he did mention that the automobiles would be very difficult the next time he sees them. It's difficult to say how the cars are now, according to Max, because he hasn't driven the new car yet, other than in the simulator in January and February. That is something he would like to do again. However, the code will have changed significantly by then. The vehicles are a little slower, but he believes that if the races are better, drivers will be able to overtake more and the teams will be closer together. It won't matter if any of the teammates is a little slower. Apart from the difficulties stated, Red Bull will also have to deal with another elephant in the room, their engine. Despite sharing the same engine, the 2021 F1 vehicles will run on the new E10 gasoline that contains 10% ethanol and 90% fossil fuel. Horsepower and, as a result, performance are both affected by this increase. Many engineers are in the panic and already frustrated by this. Though the problem appears to have been rectified by both Ferrari and Alpine, Honda, Red Bull's engine supplier, is lagging behind the two teams in this area. Helmut Marko spoke to the media about his team's poor performance. Honda is putting in a lot of effort to adapt, but the performance is still not up to par with what it was in 2021. In most cases, you'll have to wait until it's in racing trim to see how it appears. Although Honda has officially left the sport, it will continue to support Red Bull in the development of power units until 2025 as part of a phased transition to Red Bull powertrains. Despite the new technical regulations, Marko noted that Red Bull's goal for 2022 is to win consecutive championships, but he expects Mercedes to give tough competition once more. The stated goal is to win the world title, but with such a significant rule change, nothing is guaranteed. Mercedes and Red Bull have the people's trust and the consistency to compete at the highest level, especially because there are no other drivers like Hamilton and Verstappen. Christian Horner, on the other hand, believes that Red Bull faces more than just overcoming Mercedes and driver disparities. That's correct, Ferrari's prancing horse, according to the team principal, might lead the charge in 2022. Ferrari made a tremendous step forward last season after a dismal few years in the midfield. The Italian team Ferrari has been plotting a comeback in 2022 for quite some time. After focusing their efforts on helping Verstappen with his first Formula 1 title, Red Bull may find themselves in a race against time to make the necessary improvements to compete for the crown. When Ferrari showed up with the fastest car and smashed out of the park in the first race, you have to assume that put Red Bull at a disadvantage. However, Horner believes that majority regulatory changes will occur by 2022, and they have allocated all of their resources accordingly. The cars will not only appear different, but they will also feel different. They'll drive differently. Changes in 2022 are intended to restrict the amount of downforce that cars with wings may generate while focusing on the ground effect. This, along with the additional weights, will make them more difficult to handle while also allowing drivers to keep a closer eye on each other. The FIA will also try to close the gap between the top and bottom teams by allowing teams that finished last season in the bottom half of the rankings to compete. During the winter, the wind tunnel will be used for more aerodynamic runs. If Red Bull wants to fight for the championship again, they will have to walk a tightrope and resolve several difficulties. That's all for the day. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Is there a chance that Red Bull will have a competitive car in 2022? Is Perez on his way to catching up to Max Verstappen? Will Ferrari be at the front of the pack? We'd love to hear your ideas in the comment section below. Please consider to like and subscribe to the channel if you appreciated the video. Also, if you want to be notified of the future videos, click the bell button. We'll meet again in the following episode. Stay tuned and peace.